So I just want to do a quick video about the TWSBI Eco and focusing on one question: is this pen worth the money? The TWSBI Eco sells for about $30, and that's whether you get it from a retailer or direct from TWSBI or from Amazon. It all sells for about $30, $31, and it's a really solid pen. The question though, is it worth the $30 in a world where something like the Pilot Metropolitan exists, or a lot of other pens like the Kakuno from Pilot or the Kaweco. So just to answer the question, is the TWSBI Eco worth it at $30? And I would say that is a resounding yes for me. This pen has really nice build quality. I think it's fairly handsome. It's not as distinguished or as well designed as some of the other pens out there, but that's really looking at things that are over $50, like the TWSBI 580, which is just I would say, a more aesthetically pleasing pen. But back to the Eco, it really does what it's supposed to do extraordinarily well. I've had 3 of these so far, 2 mediums and 1 broad, one of which I broke, which is, I would say, mainly my fault. And then I bought this medium, then I bought a broad. The pens come in a number of different colorways, so you can get it I like it in demonstrator, which means you could see the ink inside. You can get it in colors at the top and bottom, and what this mainly does, it prevents you from seeing some of the the inconsistencies and the junk going on down here, as well as if that little thing in the side, the blind cap, if that starts to get dirty, now this might look a little messy to you. You could hide it away. As for why the pens are worth it, I would say very nice build quality. It's got a nice solid polycarbonate body, some metal finishings here like the clip and the band. Has a okay little finial there that is, like, I guess, cool looking. I don't know. Has a really nice plunger refill system, basically a piston refill system. As you twist this goes up and down, and it actually works really well. It's got a good capacity, and I've had no problems with this. It also can completely come apart, so if you wanted to unscrew all this and clean this out or apply some silicone glue around the piston, you totally can, and all the parts are included, which is really nice. On the downsides, I would say the pen is a little bit on the flimsy side. While the polycarbonate is very nice, I think and the clip works well, it doesn't look very substantive. If you move over to something like the 580, you can see that the parts are a little bit more rounded, they're a little larger, and it has a kind of a wider look to it that makes it feel more, I guess, substantive, or just a little bit more solid. The TWSBI Eco, to save money, I think all these parts are basically cylindrical. I mean, obviously that's not a cylinder, but all the sides are straight on that little, I guess that's a hexagon. On the section here where you hold, there is a slight V shape, sort of like a lamy, which I don't really mind, but you could barely even notice it when you're using it, so it's not really a factor. But again, the straight barrel instead of being tapered makes it look a little bit plain and a little bit cheap, but it's a fairly minor deal to me. Other downsides, if you like to post your cap, there's a little O-ring so you can post it, but it's not a good shape for me. It makes the pen really back heavy. Plus, I'm always afraid I'm gonna mess with this, even though they are separate components. And then again, this is just how you would add or remove ink from the pen. These are, just to be really clear, these are the TWSBI Ecos. There's also an Eco T, which has made some very slight changes to the pen, and I don't have one of those, but the changes are very subtle. Unless if you're actually Googling for them or searching for them, I don't think it would be really clear that they exist. Here are the 2 nibs. The one with the lighter blue is the broad. On the right is the medium. Pretty nice, they've held up well. Technically, you can remove the nib and the section, so the black piece and the silver piece, from this piece of plastic right here, and you could just pull the two out. I would not recommend that. That's how I broke my pen, or my first one. But, and also when I inserted it the first time, it was a little bit leaky, but again, you can do that. Just be more careful than I was. Do a little bit of quick writing with them just to see, and then a quick conclusion. So here we have, and this is a Clairefontaine Triumph paper. So this is the TWSBI Eco medium. Oh. And now we have the and that is the broad. You can see the broad lets out a really generous amount of ink. I have really enjoyed writing with the broad. It just is quite smooth and a nice feeling to it. And you could see with some inks, you could see some variation in the ink as you write, and that's just a function of the ink you're using. In this case, the Sailor Krishna ink, or the Krishna Sailor ink rather, and the fact that you're putting down a lot of ink, and then of course the paper has a big factor there. The medium is good for day-to-day use. It's not letting down an obnoxious amount of ink, but it is fairly wet, and it has a really nice feedback. So when you're writing with the medium, you could sort of hear it. Again, I was exaggerating that a little bit, but obviously I didn't write anything, but it has some feedback, which I actually think is really nice. I know some people only care about smoothness, in that case get the broad, but the medium I have found to be very pleasurable, or very pleasant to write with as well. So just to wrap up, are these two pens worth it, or is the Eco worth it? I would say definitely yes. For $30, you're getting a whole lot of pen. I think it's a really nice upgrade over something like the Metropolitan, which I have no problem with. I just don't find it to be very satisfying to write with. And then once you get to more expensive pens, then you have all the hassles of, oh, do I really want to carry this with me? Am I like live in fear of handing this to a friend? What if I drop it? What if I lose it? You don't have that with a $30 pen, or at least most people don't. So I think this pen is just a really great deal, and the amount of value you're getting is really phenomenal, and it hits a sweet spot for me. For other people, maybe that sweet spot is $50 or $100 or $500, and that's kind of up to you. But for what this thing costs, for the $30, the amount of pen you're getting is really phenomenal, and I do find it to be extraordinary value, so I definitely would recommend it. So is the TWSBI Eco worth it? Yes.